Hi everyone, good afternoon. We are the group 4 and I am Queenie Monterola Mahinay, followed by Miss Sheena Mazanares, Miss Veronica Javier, Miss Naika Linohon, and Miss Fiona Mantowa. And we are given a task to critique Charles Francis Hackett's theory. With corresponds the following questions. Which do you think should not be included in the list? Which should be renamed? What are its limitations? And we are asked to present at least 5 big comments or critics regarding his theory. So allow me first to define what is human language. Language is a system of communication uniquely associated with humans and distinguished by its capacity to express complex ideas. Studies have analyzed the various features of language which have informed our understanding of its expressive power. So Hackett's design features. In 1960, the linguistic anthropologist Charles Francis Hackett conducted a pioneering featural study of language. In the study, he listed 13 design features that he deemed universal across the world's languages. More importantly, these features distinguished human language from animal communication. So, the first one to present or critic is Miss Veronica Javier. Miss Veronica Javier, the floor is yours.
Good day everyone, my name is Veronica Javier. So, vocal auditory channel. It is the first of 13 design features of Charles Hackett. Defines the process through which language is produced using vocal signals. The speaker uses a vocal tract containing most of the speech organs to produce speech sounds, and the hearer employs an auditory apparatus, the sense of hearing, to receive and process the speech sounds. The vocal channel is a particularly excellent means through which speech sounds can be accompanied or substituted by gestures, facial expressions, body movement, and a way of dressing. So why it should not be included in the list? Vocal auditory channel should not be included in the list. It is not necessarily considered to be a human language, since human language defines to be expressed in both audio-vocal, which is spoken, and visual-manual, which is sign, and vocal auditory channel is only relevant to the auditory nature of spoken language.
Good day everyone, I'm going to critique number 14 by Hackett theory. Prevarication is the ability to lie or cheat using language. People can make false or meaningless statements. This is an important difference between human communication language versus communication with animals. While communication with animals may reflect several other design features proposed by Hackett, communication with animals is incapable of lying or inventing things that do not exist or have no referent. Which should be remain in this statement is, in this sentence, communication with animals is incapable of lying or inventing things that do not exist or no referent. It is because animals can communicate what they really want to express with one another. It's just like they show it on action on how they respond. According to blogs.no.edu, it's called animal language that they can convey various messages with each other. For example, on this, give warning or express their emotion on how they react. That's called animal language.
Our third criticism would be cultural transmission. According to Charles Francis Hackett's theory, humans are born with the innate ability to learn language. They learn particular linguistic system as their native language from elders and their community. In other words, language is socially transmitted from one generation to the next. And a child reared in isolation does not acquire language. So language is taught and passed down through culture, yes. It is taught to a lesser level when parents, for instance, purposefully encourage their kids to communicate and reply to talk, correct their errors, and expand their vocabulary. And the words that was highlighted are its limitation. For similar language issues have been noted in other kids who have spent a lot of time alone and away from other people. They typically do not acquire strong language abilities, but they do acquire language. Many of them find it challenging to pick up new languages even after being exposed to them. This is especially true of older children. Yes, a child reared in isolation has difficulties learning new languages. But I believe that a child who are isolated or spent a lot of time being alone acquire language. For the first language they've learned is the language of their parents itself, and that is called mother tongue, or their guardians, their parents, or the people who look after them, or the person who looked after them is the person who taught them the language itself. So they do acquire language. Is that lang na they has their difficulties learning new languages.
Good day everyone, my name is Naika Linohan of Group 4. Displacement. This feature refers to the idea that people has the ability to talk about things that are spatially and temporally remote. Why does this feature should not be included in the list, and what is its limitation? The displacement's limitation. Sometimes we speak or talk about things in the past or future, and our language allows us to do so. I think we can refer to future situations or the possible happenings but not those certain things. For example, the word internet, if you go back to the 1700s, the word did not exist. The word was created by humans after it was invented. Why does this feature should not be included in the list? Since displacement is based on memory and not direct experience, which is not unique to human beings, it is not clear which aspect of displacement are unique to human beings concerning that symbol grounding but symbol extension and meaning generation. In displacement, the feature extraction enables which is not understandable and clear to human beings. It would cause misunderstanding when a speaker tells a listener about an object that a listener has not seen or experienced before. This would probably hinder the understanding since displacement is based on memory, not direct experience. So this feature is impossible to interpret.
Good day everyone, I am Fiona Angel Mantua. So, which should be renamed? Learnability should be renamed to limited learnability. What are its limitations? A person can only learn few languages until a certain age. A person has only 60 plus cognitive abilities and retention recede. The speaker can learn other language just as he can make one on his own and retain his creative language. So, J.R.R. Tolkien created multiple languages. Language learnability is limited to individual or species with cognitive and comprehensive abilities and cannot be taught to species without it and the disability of speech and gesture. So therefore, the language learner can only competently comprehend the language being learned if the learner is being taught by a first language speaker or a proficient speaker, thus limiting learnability to depend on the teacher. So that's all. Thank you.
Our 5 major criticisms of Charles Hockett's theory are now concluded. Stay tuned and follow along as we complete the case study, the course final assignment. We must think of at least 3 interesting study themes, and this case study must be applicable to our community. And the first one is the role of guidance counselors to the mental health of students. A student's energy level, concentration, dependability, mental ability, and optimism can be affected by mental health issues, which can hinder performance. Research indicates that depression is linked to lower grade point averages, and that co-occurring depression and anxiety can increase this association. Depression has also been linked to dropping out of school, so it is significant for us to spread awareness, especially the counselors of the school, to avoid this issue. And the second one is the consequences of improper time management to the academic performance of students. We consider it important for our community since we were interested in seeing how pupils' academic achievement was affected by poor time management. Also, it's important to raise awareness and prevent any problems. The third one is the pros and cons of technological advancement. We are all aware that technology has advanced over time, and we have all benefited from it. Yet, in order for us to be conscious and aware of our limitations, we need to recognize the advantages and disadvantages of technology progression. And the last one is the danger of social media. Given how much we use social media, this case study is essential for us. Our study aims to educate our devoted users about this issue. And that's all. Thank you and God bless.